The second tip that I have for the total newbies and beginners of Photoshop is we're going to look at layer styles. And these are fun, I think. It's really fun to experiment with. So we have our background here, and this is a locked layer. You can't do anything with it. You can unlock it, but I'm just going to go ahead and lock that again. Now, if we're going to use layer styles, we need to have a new layer on top of one. You need to have at least one layer. And this is only going to work on the layers below. So if I have two, I just copied it. I just copied this layer by hitting Command or Control J. Command J on a Mac, Control J on a PC. And so I have these three layers here. If I use a layer style right here, it's only going to affect this one. If I use a layer style on this one, it's only going to affect this middle layer. So I don't need that, so I'm going to get rid of that. And so let's see, I have this picture here, and it looks pretty good with contrast and the color, but I want it to be a little bit more, pop just a little bit more. So I'm going to come down here. These are your layer styles. They're right here where it says normal. Just look for the word normal and you'll find the layer styles. So you can click on it and it'll give you all these options. And they're divided by into groups by what they basically do. And these are going to darken your image. These are going to lighten your image. And these are going to affect the way the light from one layer affects the other layer. This is going to do weird things to photographs. It's usually, I've never had to use these for a photograph. I've only used them for graphic projects. And then these are going to change the way the color looks more than anything else. So I'm going to come down here to soft light. And what this is going to do is give it a lot more contrast. And same thing with hard light. It's going to do that, but it's a little harsher. You see how these highlights and the brights are really, really bright. So I'm going to go to soft light because I like that a little better. And it's a little intense. So I'm going to come up here to my opacity and just going to click down and I'm going to slide it down. And now it looks like I didn't really do the layer at all, but we can use this trick here. This is the eyeball. And when you want to get rid of a layer but without actually deleting it, you can just click the eyeball layer and it'll show you the change. And I love this, being able to do this. I love it. It's so much easier than using, than having to delete something completely like in Illustrator. Well, you can use layers in there, but I'm not the biggest fan of them. I like this in Photoshop. So you can see the difference there. And that's pretty much it. And let's see, we'll experiment with some others. We'll use soft light and then we'll go to vivid light. That gives you a really harsh look. Multiply is going to darken it. It's going to take all the dark tones and then it's going to basically put like a black filter over this. You can see how it will look if it's really dark. So color burn is going to, really intensify the colors and really saturate them and change the way that they change their hue pretty much. So let's come down here. I'll show you exclusion. That pretty much inverts the whole, it almost inverts it. And then subtract, well, that gives you nothing. Divide gives you total opposite. Difference gives you nothing. And then hue doesn't really do anything because I haven't done anything else to this layer. Saturation, nothing. Color, nothing. These are good for when you have an effect on your layer. So screen, and that makes it lighter. These work better when you have solid colors and things like that. So I'm just going to go over here to soft light again, bring it down, and this is how I edited the first photo I had. So the first photo that I had in the Baoding Wall post from a few days ago, or from yesterday actually. So those are layer styles, and next up we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about the dodge and burn tool.